Katie Bowler out of the matchday squad entirely. Dylan Holmes, who recovered well from her 15 minutes last week, is available again from the bench today. Captain Izzy Hodgson still a couple of weeks away. Well, the 94th minute winner came from Chelsea Dorber last weekend. 5 goals for the season, 2 assists. The 25-year-old with her best return since season 2021-22. And another big night in front of family and friends at Cooper Stadium tonight for Dorber. Well, the travelling side this evening, Glory on the road for the second week in a row with just the one change to the starting 11. Miku Sunaga comes in for just her 7th start of the season as Izzy Folletta drops to the bench. Kelly Brown is a welcome return back on the bench as well, which squeezes Misha Anderson out of the squad entirely. Sarah O'Donoghue available again after a solid showing off the bench last weekend. A player who has started every game for Perth and played the most minutes is Grace Johnston, the 19-year-old staple in Glory's defence. It's her second year at the club and one she's really making a mark on. An attacking-minded fullback who's been called into action plenty of times this year. Another big evening ahead of the young Johnston. We'll see you in Adelaide. The words spoken by Adelaide coach Adrian Stenter to Perth Glory's coach the last time these sides faced each other. But Stenter reflected across the week positive training environment, he said, following the history-making win against Sydney FC last weekend. He's got a full squad at his discretion, almost all players returning for him to choose from. Tonight's referee is Beck Mackey. She's assisted this evening by Paula Orlandi and Ellie Seaton, with Daniel Cook on 4th official duties. A record Stephen Peters will no doubt want to end tonight. 8 away games and not a single win in those. 2 draws, 6 losses, the most recent of those against Canberra last weekend. It's also been a very tough place for Perth to visit. The last 7 games in Adelaide have gone the way of the home side. But as Stephen Peters said, across the week he's confident his side can be a nuisance this evening. Hot conditions in Adelaide tonight, as it has been across the course of the week. 28 degrees Celsius at kickoff for this one. Important 3 points on the line for either side. Adelaide in red-hot form at the moment, have soared up the ladder. So action underway at Cooper Stadium for this round 15 Ninja A-League clash between Adelaide United and Perth Glory. And sitting in third is the home side, the Reds. And the history books say they're strong against Perth at home. A win tonight for Adelaide would bump them into second spot. They'd leapfrog Melbourne Victory for at least 24 hours until Victory play tomorrow, while a win for Perth would see them remain in ninth spot on the ladder, but remain armed for finals. So all to play for this evening. And beautiful conditions down at Cooper Stadium. Aussie coming together. Clash, you heard that one. As Matilda McNamara runs away from the scene of the crime. Just a little glancing touch through on Izzy Dalton, the captain for Perth. Condon on the ball, who's been in fine form for Adelaide this season. That pass doesn't quite have the measure right, but it's first touches of the evening for Casey Dumont in goal for the Glory. Dumont tonight lining up for her 160th A-League appearance, a stalwart in this competition. She's brought a vast amount of experience to this Perth Glory defence. But if the history books are anything to go by, it will be a busy night for Dumont in goal. Adelaide good at home against Perth. Chance for Perth to string forward, and Caitlin Douglas, well, she's slowed down by the offside flag, but she has been in remarkable form for the Glory since signing on as an injury replacement player. So we have another look and can see just leaning into that offside position on the far side of the pitch, Douglas, the 28-year-old. And unfortunately for Perth Glory, she's only got 1 or 2 more games left with the club, as Stephen Peters outlined across the week. A teacher returning to her day job in just a couple of weeks' time. It's a huge loss for the Glory, but perhaps Caitlin Douglas will want to add a couple more to her goal-scoring tally tonight. Nathan looks to play out and find the feet of Douglas. That pass goes awry. There's Tolland, throw for the Reds. Lancing header. Zonnie Zog comes through to clean up. Now Johnston called into action. Erin Healy, she's been busy the last few weeks. With Healy on. Nice touch forward. Affords herself a bit of space, but it's well defended by Zog. Well, Leon, the 27-year-old. Dominican Republic international, first year at Adelaide United, has looked strong down the right-hand side for the Reds. Here's Healy. Tries to drag it back onto a boot, but it's interrupted by the Glory defence. Helped forward to the feet of Sanaga. Back in the starting side tonight, Miku Sanaga. Tatham with a bit of space to look up. Switches the point of attack to Tian McKenna. Helped on. Not a bad ball over the top. Sanaga, nice little clip, and was she fell? Was she brought to ground? And referee Beck Mackey says nothing doing. Have another look here. It was a good measured ball over the top. Great cover by Tolland, but the right call on that occasion.
And again. Good. Get higher, Tom. Get off the shoulder, Tom.
That's the voice of Adrian Stenter ringing out at Cooper's Stadium.
Get something on it. Get something on it.
Tonkin battling a narrow passage of shade, and I'm sure a much welcomed passage of shade for players along this side of the pitch. Dorber. Tonkin inside. Nice touches by Sarah Morgan. Dorber again closed down by Tatham. Now Megan Wynn, the Welsh international. The last time these two sides met was just a few weeks back on the 15th of December over in Perth. It was the home side that day that took all points. 3 goals to the Glory that afternoon. It was Naomi Chinema netting, and a brace to Gabby Holler. The 1 goal for Adelaide that day was with thanks to Chelsea Dorber. But injury woes for Perth have been difficult. Again, Stephen Peters spoke throughout the week. Gabby Holler out with a medical issue, has actually developed blood clots and as such can't travel, is on medication to get herself well. So we wish Holler all the best in her recovery. And youngster Georgia Cassidy has been excellent for the Glory this season. She's out with a quad tear. So those two sidelined for what looks to be a significant amount of time. Long throw specialist Megan Wynn, the Welsh international. This has become a bit of a known move for Glory. Hurls it in. Bounces hooked away by Emily Hodgson. Dalton's header is up and under. Now Zog. Just to settle things as Perth can regain a bit of controlled possession. Johnston. Tatham gets the ball caught a little under a foot. Still manages to release the pass. That touch heavy from Tian McKenna invites the challenge. She just allowed that first touch to escape her body, and that's a heavy coming together between her and Hodgson. Erin Healy, the number 22 for the Reds, she's really grown in stature as the weeks have torn on, and that's a little bit of a narrow pass from McKenna. Good strength shown on the ball by Wynn. Great turn of pace as well, striding away from Tonkin, who's working hard, the captain, to regain a bit of ground. Centering pass to Sanaga is read well on that occasion by Sasaki. Comfortably done by Adelaide. It's Hodgson to McNamara. Hodgson again, poked away by McKenna. McKenna looks forward. Early cross has pretty good shape about it. First to it is Caitlin Douglas, and a diving save from Claudia Jenkins. Alert to the danger. And something almost out of nothing. Searching ball forward, and it was Douglas who met it first. Well, dangerous Caitlin Douglas has been just 6 appearances this afternoon, her 6th for Perth. Wainwright loses out against an Adelaide squeeze. Here's Tonkin. Sasaki just dropping back in to provide some cover. Long searching ball is measured well to find the run of Leon. A little jink of the shoulder. Leon looking to get the crossing, does do so against the Perth defence, and Chelsea Dorber dropped deep to try and hook it around for a shot. Well, first corner of the afternoon going the way of Adelaide. This is another look at that chance at the other end, and Claudia Jenkins had to be alert to the danger, and this chance for Leon. Well disguised pass to cut back to Dorber, but now Perth with some defending to do. The in-swinger from Condon. Searching ball is good, off the head of McNamara, and Casey Dumont plucks it from the sky. Well, not a bad look for the home side. They've been fairly effective off corners this season as well. 4 times they've scored from a corner. That pass asking a bit of the captain Dalton, but she's done really well. Zog, straight ball. Just squeezes underneath the boot of Wynn. Here's Wynn again. Back inside to Dalton. That's a lovely pass from Izzy Dalton, searching for the run of Caitlin Douglas, but again, she's found herself in an offside position. Well, the idea was excellent. The release ball as well was class from Dalton. Douglas just has to check her line there. Be really patient in that run. So 10 minutes down, not much separating the two sides. Fairly even in the way of possession and transition at the moment. Here's Adelaide. Looking for a way forward. Supporting run from Hodgson comes. Her ball down the line. She gets the return pass. That one just edged over the line. Well, today's the 29th time these two teams have faced each other in the history of the Women's A-League. So we have a look. Well, must have been pretty close. Of those 28 previous occasions, Adelaide have won 10, Perth have won 15. And they've played out just the 3 draws in competition history. That said, it has not been a happy hunting ground for Perth in Adelaide. The last time Glory defeated the Reds in South Australia was back in 2016. A long time between drinks. Perth happy to concede a little territory. Here's Dumont looking to play out. Possession regained by Adelaide. Leon poked away by Johnston. Tatham and back to Sasaki. Condon. Square pass to Sarah Morgan. McNamara just assesses the options, searching for Leon, but that pass a bit wide. Glory throw. Here's Dorba. Can face forward. Has a bit of space. Condon pokes it through, but no red shirts on the end of that pass. So deep in their own defensive half, Perth Glory desperately looking for a win on the road. Yet to find one this season. Their travelling form has not been good. Caitlin Douglas, what can she do to perhaps turn the ledger around today? That pass easily managed at the back by Ella Tonkin. Just 2 players for Adelaide who have started all minutes. Ella Tonkin and Claudia Jenkins. Consistency at the back for the Reds. Now looking forward, trying to create something in their attacking third. Sasaki will try from distance, second chance. Ricochets off and Dorba has hit that a little awkwardly. Comes off worse for wear after that shot. Well, Sasaki is most certainly capable from that kind of range. Not a prolific goal scorer in the A-League, Sasaki, but there's a couple of long-range efforts that come to mind when you think of her play. And so Perth coming off their narrow loss to Canberra last week, a game that they perhaps thought they could have got a little more out of. 3 shots at goal this afternoon for Adelaide, just the 1 for Perth. And just 1 apiece on target. That one left a little narrow. Tatham pick up possession but gives it away just a little too loosely back to Adelaide's defence. Of course, Adelaide flying high, history-making result against the Sky Blues last weekend. They went 2-0 up, only for Sydney to square the ledger late in the game. But a 94th minute winner came with thanks to Chelsea Dorba and secured all 3 points for the first time in Sydney for the Reds. Huge moment for a team that is in a good spell of form, and Sasaki. She has her eyes forward, finds Condon. Nice little give to Healy on the edge of the box, and it's a beautiful strike from Erin Healy. She's going from strength to strength in the Ninja A-League. She finishes for her 4th of the season. The American absolutely thriving in Adelaide, much to the delight of her teammates. Well, it's tidy, intricate play on the edge of the 18-yard box. And that is an unwavering finish by Healy. Opens her body well. Gets the strike away quickly. Nothing Casey Dumont can do about that one. Oh, a player who has well and truly found her feet in Australia. She's looked a great pickup for Adrian Stenter's side. So at home, the 16th minute, Erin Healy opened the scoring here at Coopers Stadium, part of a double-header this evening. And Stephen Peters looks on perhaps a little pensively. Plenty of football to be played, however. Adelaide looking to see if they can double the lead. The Adelaide men's team kicking off a little later tonight at the same stadium, beautiful Coopers Stadium. But for now, Adelaide looking to extend their lead. Leon continues to threaten down that right-hand side. Always diligently protected behind her by Zoe Toland, who, the young 22-year-old, has really established herself back in this Adelaide defence. Claudia Jenkins on the ball here. Voted PFA Player of the Month. That's a peer voted award for the month of January, and unsurprisingly so as well. She's had an excellent season. 5 clean sheets for Jenkins. So again, the long throw, win to take. Looping, drops on the head of Douglas. Now Tatham with a scrap on the edge of the 18-yard box. Cleared away by Morgan. Sasaki, little glance over the shoulder, goes back. Long ball for McNamara. Can't be brought down by Dorber. Here's Chinema.
Wait till everyone's through. Wait there, stay there. Sharper on the way back. Get out.
Just eavesdropping on the sidelines. Stephen Peters asking for his side to be a little bit sharper. Here's Hodgson. Solid challenge, really good tackle shown by Izzy Dalton. It's left Hodgson on the ground. Nice bit of creativity. A last-ditch effort was needed by Matilda McNamara. Really good defending. What otherwise looked to be a pretty threatening move by Perth, but now with some defending to do. Erin Healy, the overlapping run, but she can't quite reach it. There's a solid coming together. Those ones where both players just connect. I think Hodgson actually just copped a little bit of a stray arm to the head here. Adrian Stenter no doubt desperate to continue his side's good run of form. A win or a draw tonight again would write Adelaide into the history books, going 8 undefeated. Of that last 7, 5 wins, 2 draws. The last time they lost was to Melbourne City. And even on that loss, managed to find the back of the net. That result on the 20th of December, the last time they dropped all 3 points, Adelaide, and since then, 5 wins and 2 draws to boot. warm conditions here at Cooper's this afternoon. It's been unbelievably hot across the week in Adelaide. Today actually a little bit cooler than recent days gone by, well into the 30s over the last few days. Absolutely cooking down on a beautiful surface. Shouts for handball. Condon can get the eyes up, looking for the run of Healy. Slowed down. Wainwright's done well. Still Adelaide releases Dorber. But Chinema across to tidy up for Perth. Condon, sliding challenge has come through. And time to perfection from Charlie Wainwright, the 20-year-old. That's the shout for the handball, and Wainwright in her 11th appearance tonight as Adelaide line up for their second corner of the evening. Two arms, Emily Condon. The in-swinging left boot, caught in the wind. It's not a bad delivery as well. A leg swung out by Leon. Now Tonkin has a couple of Perth defenders to beat. Back through to Morgan. It's a good delivery back into the box, but even better are the hands of Casey Dumont. Re-entry, the right idea, but the experience Dumont easily claims. McKenna. Inside to Dalton, who releases the run of wind. She has the eyes up and opts for the first time cross into the box. Sasaki is there and hooks away to clear for Adelaide. Just her 7th start of the season, and Nako Sasaki, of course, sidelined with a bit of injury at the start of the year, but worked her way back into the starting side. Dalton asking for some more from her team. Tatham came off the toe of Tonkin. Her throw. Megan Wynn just directing traffic of exactly where she wants her players to be. Well, they know exactly where it's going. Long throw, Wynn again off the head of Tonkin and out for a corner, frustrated at herself. Well, it's become a bit of a set play we see from Perth, that long throw from Megan Wynn. And a tough one to deal with as well. So now it's Adelaide with some defending to do from a corner. They've been solid from corners across the course of the season. McKenna's delivery. Nice sweeping ball in. Not quite dealt with at the back by Adelaide. Big swing from Healy. That time it does see the distance out by Sasaki. Re-entered in and it's long over the top, over everyone. Jenkins can easily claim. A lot of the action down that right-hand side for Perth in their attack. McKenna, Dalton, Wynn, with the majority of the chances going forward for the visiting side. Healy helps on first time for Leon. Chinema has worked well to get across and cover. A good covering run as Leon moves a little centrally to help with the Adelaide attack. Zog, no nonsense defending, will hook that one away. That's a clever header from Morgan inside to Sasaki. Has a few options to her left, to her right. Searching for Dorber, only finds Perth's defence. Tolland all the way back to Jenkins. McKenna's header. Now Dalton looking for a little support as Hodgson goes to ground and gives up the foul. A warm afternoon, perhaps just an opportunity for Perth to get their foot on the ball, try and reconsolidate their shape. Just a little nibble at the ankles by Hodgson. Coolly done at the back by the Glory. Chinema can drive into space. Finds Sanaga, finds Johnston, streaming forward. Field's fairly stretched. The point of attack is switched by Johnston. That's a lovely ball win. Ball forward is perhaps a little hapless, a little wasteful by Izzy Dalton on that occasion. Just how easily the field opened up. The switch of play from Grace Johnston was excellent. Brought down well by Wynn. So Adelaide, they'll look to build again. Here's Leon. Patient on the ball. The 27-year-old. Adelaide find their switch through Tonkin, but that pass a little unkind to Hodgson, and Perth can regain possession at the back of their defence, rather. Mont finds Tian McKenna. Dalton back to Zog, and that pass just a little narrow. Condon inside, checks her shoulder. A little swivel, closed down by Chinema, but can turn and face again. Condon not too bad on the delivery, and the arrival from Leon is tempting at the far post. That's close from the home side. Condon was just given a little too much time to turn and face and have another bite at this one. That's a really clever ball to the far post, and Leon couldn't quite get there, couldn't quite wrap her boot around the finish. But maybe a little warning sign for the Glory defence. Tired touch at the back. Gifting Adelaide just a half opportunity. Will give away centre of the park, and Wainwright searching for Sanaga. It's collected by Adelaide, and got decent numbers forward here. Leon kept on side in the middle by Zog. Now has space, options to choose from. Can she pick out a red shirt? Leon goes near post, not a bad effort at all, and it's crept over the top of the goalkeeper. And Chelsea Dorber, the hero from last week's match, steps up yet again as she slots home her 6th goal of the season. Doubles Adelaide's lead at home. Well, they had a warning sign moments earlier, Perth Glory, but the field opened up and Leon has done really well and almost caught the Perth Glory defence unaware at the near post. Cleverly disguised finish to find the informed Chelsea Dorber. And that is a tidy finish. Chelsea Dorber, well and truly back into career best form. A 25-year-old enjoying life back in home colours, her Adelaide red. Of course, spent a bit of time overseas in the NWSL with the Chicago Red Stars. And abroad in Sweden, didn't quite have the success she's seen here at home. It was back in 2021-22, her season, Chelsea Dorber, that she really broke onto and announced herself on the goal-scoring stage. 10 goals that season. So now she's at 6. Sarah Morgan's brought to ground. Just a scrap. As Megan Wynn a little too heavy-handed through the back of Sarah Morgan. Well, it's the right side for Perth. It's the right side for Adelaide as well. A lot of that attacking threat coming through the right wing, particularly Lucia Leon has been very busy in this opening 30 minutes. Dorber finds Healy, the goal scorers combining. Neat pass from Hodgson. Morgan moves that quickly. Sasaki straight down the middle. Cleared by Chinema, still with Hodgson. Hodgson puts the head down, but has Wynn to beat. Turns out. Now Tonkin. Healy scrapping on the ball with Oni Zog. And Zog gives away the free kick. Adelaide have a chance to send a few numbers forward as just that reaching leg brings Healy to ground. And so Sarah Morgan standing over the ball. Not much in the way of numbers directly in front of her. But happy to keep possession and build up again is Adelaide. That ball from Sasaki to Sasaki, rather, it's kept alive by Healy. Hodgson inside to Healy again, Dorber. Space just starting to open up as that pass ricochets off the back of Healy. Wynn's done well. A little give and go, but Amara can easily handle the header. So Miku Sanaga in her return to the starting side tonight, playing in that central striking position. Last week that was Dalton. This week Dalton shuffling back into her more comfortable midfield role as Sanaga's playing that number 9 role, and Leon is busy at work this afternoon. What can she create in the way of an attacking opportunity? Condon, Dorber, back out to Sasaki. Delivery needs to be good, is good as well. That's classy. The follow-up chance from Hodgson, and it presented itself so nicely. Hands on her head. Emily Hodgson knows that should have been 3 for Adelaide. Well, it was neat build-up again from the Reds. And this, the parry from Casey Dumont, just leaning back slightly is Emily Hodgson. She hasn't scored many in her A-League career, just 2 goals to her name. It was bouncing a little bit, to be fair, but that one always rising. You don't get too many that drop in the box like that one. But here she is again, Hodgson, getting forward so well as she does. Condon. Releases Morgan, her touch just evading her. She's done really well to regain possession, Sarah Morgan. A little busy spell down this left-hand side, and that's coolly done. The home crowd likes that from Hodgson. Now Tonkin forward. More forward than she's used to, fair to say, Ella Tonkin. Watch this from Emily Hodgson. Little back heel right through the legs of McKenna. Jenkins searches long. Beautiful touch brought down in the middle of the park by Sasaki. A few claps of appreciation across the crowd. Here's Sasaki again. Just very comfortable on the ball, the 25-year-old. Well, Adelaide, they look comfortable. A 2-goal buffer. And quite a hill to climb for Stephen Peters' side. Mind you, it was Adelaide who got themselves into this position last week against Sydney. 2 goals to the good. 8 shots at goal for the Reds, 1 for Perth. 3 of those on target. Not a bad return. 2 in the back of the net for the home side. Just the 1 shot on target for Perth so far. Zog trying to stretch the field for Perth as Wynn gets stuck into these challenges. Not too pleased with the resulting throw either. Heavy coming together of bodies. Which is a player that does not take a backward step, Megan Wynn, the 32-year-old. Welsh international, hard-working. You know, she's got that long throw as well. It's part of her arsenal. Healy. McNamara assesses the options, looks long. Was aiming for Dorber, but anticipated well by Zog. Inside to Dalton. Adelaide just pinching forward as Perth play all the way back through their goalkeeper and ultimately can't find a way to keep that in play. Healy, blocked well by Chinema. And the line to Sanaga. McNamara is there to Marshall and does so well. He's Toland. Centering pass, a little sketchy at the back, but Jenkins is positioned really well to come and tidy up. Still alive with Perth. Better ball movement by the Glory here. Good ball speed, the release pass is asking an awful lot of Dalton. The idea was definitely right, but just the weight behind that ball, a little too heavy. So the goal kick for Adelaide. Perth players pressed right up on the edge of the 18-yard box. You can see the pressure coming through from Megan Wynn at quite a rate of knots. Grace Johnston just went to ground there. Beck Mackey taking no risks, just making sure that she's okay. So well into the last 5 minutes of this first half. Here's a look at the challenge. See why Mackey just paused play there for a minute. Johnston looked a little lifeless after that header. Leon scrapping with Douglas. Healy dropping deep to help out. Here's Morgan. Combines well with Healy to get out of pressure. It's been a busy afternoon so far for Tian McKenna at the back, marshalling the likes of Hodgson and Aaron Healy. Adelaide throw. Hodgson over the head of Perth's defence to find Dorber. Morgan and then Healy. Plenty of options for the Reds. Hodgson back inside. Morgan works hard. Hodgson again with 2 to beat. Tatham goes to ground. Hodgson goes to ground. Perth free kick. Just a tangle of legs here. That first one there, that's what the free kick was awarded for. So just a couple of minutes remain in this first half, this round 15 Ninja A-League clash between Adelaide United and Perth Glory. Goals so far to Erin Healy and Chelsea Dorber to set the home side 2 goals to the good coming into half-time. And maybe another chance looking forward for Adelaide. Inside goes Condon. Dorber's first time pass around the corner. Not met with the run of Leon. Idea was right, just not quite on the same page, and dare say Leon may have been off in an offside position. Dumont goes long. Sasaki switches the point of attack. Hodgson, she's gotten forward really well across the course of this first 45 minutes, and McKenna anticipated that pass. Well, it's kept alive for Adelaide. They'll look to see out this first half comfortably. Just the 1 minute of stoppage time in this first half as Erin Healy brings Tian McKenna to ground. And Perth will be eager to fashion just a chance. One chance leading late into this first half. That pass to McKenna really pushes the limit, but McKenna has done well. Near post, covered coolly by Jenkins. Maybe a little wasteful with the free kick. The ball out to McKenna, asking a little much, making that cross difficult. Cool under pressure from Adelaide. That pass has gone amiss, but tidied up just as quickly by Matilda McNamara. She's brought to ground and has stayed down, but there is the half-time whistle from Beck Mackey at Cooper Stadium as the referee brings the first 45 minutes to a close. There's been plenty of action across the first half as well, but Adelaide well and truly in the driver's seat. Well, with goals thanks to Erin Healy in the 16th minute and Chelsea Dorber doubling the lead in the 31st. It's the home side with a comfortable 2-0 lead at the half-time break. So as it stands at half-time, it's Adelaide United 2, Perth Glory 0. Well, a few highlights to work through from that first 45 minutes. This an opportunistic cross, and Caitlin Douglas just showing how she can pop up in those moments, how she certainly has in those moments across her appearances. But really, Adelaide started to build as the half wore on. Minako Sasaki involved in everything going forward. Nice little give and go, but how about that finish from Erin Healy? Really well taken. It's her 4th goal of the season. That was what got things underway for Adelaide. And this chance really close at the far post. Leon stretching, not quite able to hook her boot around, but there was a lot coming down the right-hand side for Adelaide's attacking threat. And this near-post run from Dorba wasn't marshalled well enough by Zog. The ball from Leon was clever as well. She was patient, had a little look up, had time to pick her runner, and found the run of Dorba really well at that near post. This chance not too far off either. And Hodgson will no doubt want that one over again. As for the stats at the halftime break, it's been a fairly even encounter, but Adelaide really built into that game into the second part of the first half. 8 shots at goal to Glory's 1. 3 of those on target, again, to Glory's 1. So certainly the Reds, the home side, with more dominance and more momentum as that first half draws to a close.
Unlock your ultimate A-Leagues club experience. The new official A-Leagues app is here. You can now select your favourite club and enjoy a club-first experience. Witness every moment with Matchday Live and so much more. QR code with the links for now to download the app and register your account.
Alright, goodness sake, it takes a lot for me to want to interrupt Benson Boone, but I've got someone even better than that. I've got Emma here in the stands. We love when you make it out here early for our double headers. A whole heap on the way this season still to come as well for Cooper Stadium. But please meet Emma. How old are you, Emma?
I'm 9.
Talk to me about this hat. We're going to play Fan versus Hero, and you are one of the biggest fans in the house this afternoon. Show me your hat and tell me who's on there.
So I've got Dylan and I've got Chelsea on my hat.
Who's your favourite? If you had to pick one.
Well, I would probably choose Dylan.
I thought she was going to say phone. Dylan, it's you. Now, I've also heard that you've got the massive team poster at home and you only have how many left?
I've only got 2 left.
2 signatures left. You're going to try and get them today?
Yeah.
Now, I reckon you're in for a good chance. And hopefully, you're going to be heading all over there trying to get them with some really, really cool stuff. I'm going to play Fan versus Hero. Now, you come to all weekend every game. Have you seen this one play?
Yeah.
And you're a fan. The hero today played in a good game.
Well, it is 2-0 at half-time between Adelaide United and Perth Glory, with the home side comfortable in the driver's seat as that first 45 minutes closed out. And it's a nod to the past as Canberra United celebrate Heritage Round at home tomorrow But the task at hand is a clash with the Mariners. Here's what Nalin Mastu and Sydney FC midfielder maestro Mackenzie Hawkesby had to say ahead of this one.
McKellar Park will play host to a clash between Canberra United and Central Coast Mariners, and this is also Heritage Round, as Canberra will celebrate the club's supporters, players and founders. So be sure to get out there and see some of your legends on the pitch. Now, I'm joined by Mackenzie Hawkesby to break down the action heading your way, and both these sides, Macca, love to play very direct. So how do you see it playing out stylistically?
I think it's going to be a very transitional game. I mean, Canberra at home, so I think they have that advantage. But yeah, I mean, Canberra are seeming to get points this season, and some really good games they've won. So I think, yeah, it could go either way, but I think Canberra might have the edge on this one.
And Canberra are slowly getting about their business. Since you last faced them, they've been on a bit of a roll. Which player do you think we should look out for here?
I think with Michelle Heyman, I think she's always a threat. I mean, whether she's starting or coming off the bench, she's clinical in front of goal, and she only needs really one chance to score. So I think she's the one to look out for.
And the Mariners put 5 past Newcastle Jets in the last round. How big of an advantage is it knowing that goals can really come from anywhere, because their new signings have also started to click?
Yeah, it's huge for a team when that happens. I mean, when we played them, they're just so dynamic, and there's a lot of players that can score a lot of goals. So it's really threatening for other teams, and I think they'll have a lot of confidence coming into Canberra and leading into finals with a good run of form.
Let's see how this one plays out. Canberra United facing Central Coast Mariners in Heritage Round. Be sure to catch it live on Paramount Plus or 10 Play.
Well, Canberra United coach Anthony Jagarinek and midfielder Emma Robers discussed the emphasis on this week's training and the team's 1-0 win against Perth Glory last Saturday.
Yeah, I think the win, it's always good to get 3 points, but I think we did also reflect afterwards and acknowledge that perhaps it wasn't our best performance, but also that's part of football. We did defend really hard, and I think that's something we're definitely going to take into the next game. But in terms of on the ball, I think there is a bit that we're going through this week to make sure that we can, you know, score not 1, but maybe 2 or 3, and I think that's kind of the last step that we're really looking for here. I think it's a really important game for us, but in saying that, we're so ready for this challenge and ready to take them on and prove a point, not only to ourselves but to the league as well, that we really are here to make finals and compete. So look, I think we take a lot away from the last time we played them, and that we had quite a dominant performance, but we're unlucky to not come away with the 3 points. So I think building on the way we played then, and also with all the experience we've gathered in the past 10 rounds or so that it's been since then, yeah, I think we're going to come out firing, and we're going to come out looking for those 3 points.
They've been pretty good in our discipline, in our defensive shape, and scrapping where we have to, but we need to start scoring more goals, and that's been the emphasis this week, so we can add layers to that as well. Yeah, Mariners, sensational team, well coached. You know, got very experienced players throughout the whole squad, and you know, a few sprinkles of youth and excitement there as well. So we approach them like we approach any other team. We do the analysis on them. You know, we look to expose their weaknesses and nullify their strengths, like most other teams. But yeah, no, we're up for a big match this Saturday.
On the way to the break and at the other end of the dugout for tomorrow's game, Emily Husband, Mariners head coach, and midfielder Bianca Galich reflect on their emphatic 5-1 win in the F3 derby and their plans for tomorrow's game against Canberra.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a great match from us, and the feeling of winning a derby is I guess one of the best that you can feel during a season. Definitely got a hard match to play against them the next time we come up against them, but for us it was a good confidence boost, our second win in a row, and we're looking to power that through this weekend as well. I mean, every season that I've watched Canberra play, they've been top tier. You know, they haven't always gotten the results that they wanted, but they've definitely put on a performance. And if I think back to that first game that we played against them, they definitely showed up on the day. We came away with the win, but at the same time, they had heaps of opportunities as well. And we probably didn't match up as high as our standards have been recently. So we're probably going to have to step up a whole lot higher than that first game in order to get this one over the line.
The first half wasn't our best, to say the least. I thought defensively we came away from what we normally do. We tended to do a lot of stepping out. We weren't really thinking about what's happening behind us. So I think Newcastle picked us apart a little bit too easily in that first half. We fixed that in the second half. Obviously, I thought we looked dangerous on the transition moments, so I thought that was really, really good. I thought we got good numbers forward, so that was really pleasing to see. I think it kind of highlights what we've been working on over the past few weeks. We've probably knuckled down a little bit too much in the attacking third and not so much in the defensive third, but we've rectified that this week. When we play Canberra at home, they were the better team, if I'm being brutally honest. I don't think it was our best performance by far, so that's something that we've got to look to make sure that we get right on Saturday. You know, it's great to see them in good form, and I know it'll be a tough game. They're prepared, and you know, like they'll always have a threat in behind, and you know, going forward. So we're prepared for that. But for us, the focus is solely on us. You know, like making sure that we do everything that we're prepared to do, and that we execute it to our very best.
Well, moments away from the second half, kicking off at Coopers Stadium, all to play for in this round 15 clash between Adelaide United and Perth Glory. But it's the home side looking comfortable and charging into the latter end of that first half. A big 45 minutes coming up for both teams. Adelaide want to hold on to this lead and extend it. Perth, a big steep hill to climb on a hot evening in Adelaide. The sun just starting to dip over the stadium as the shade extends across the field. But it was a dominant Adelaide United as that first half drew to a close. And so Beck Mackey jotting down a couple of notes in her notebook. A few changes on the way for the travelling team. We can see there the number 18, Izzy Folletta, has entered the field of play. Coach Stephen Peters really needs to go after this one, inject some fresh legs, some attacking intent to try and claw a way back into this game. And for Adelaide, well, they'll be acutely aware that it was a 2-0 lead that they had over the Sky Blues last weekend. They won't want to have history repeat. And there with the ball in her hands is Sarah O'Donoghue for her 7th appearance of the season. So 2 changes for the visiting team. And it will be glory to get things underway in the second half here. The whistle from Beck Mackey, a big 45 minutes ahead. As O'Donoghue, the substitute, looks to charge forward, but her pass left a little to be desired. Poked away by Sasaki. Cool turn on the ball by Condon, but she's left that one a little bit short. It's dropped really well to Nat Tatham, who will try her luck from distance. Or comfortably into the hands of Claudia Jenkins. Just chancing a bet is Tatham, and why not as well? Experienced Tatham, just looking to inject a little something. What is her 70th A-League women's appearance today? Nat Tatham, hugely important part of this Perth Glory team. As that's headed away by Naomi Chinema, and first touch of the ball for Izzy Folletta. Of course, she started last week against Canberra. There's confirmation of that change. She's coming in for Charlie Wainwright. And Caitlin Douglas, her shift is done for the day, and Sarah O'Donoghue, who made a really good impact off the bench last week as well. O'Donoghue returning from injury, had an ankle injury that sidelined her for over 50 days actually, and her impact, well, it was felt when she wasn't there, and her reintroduction into the side. She came off the bench with about 30 minutes to play against Canberra and definitely provided a bit of energy. Stretching, reaching out is Tatham. The block comes through from McNamara. Leon first to the ball. Just takes it away from danger. Well done. McNamara's ball is brought down well by Chinema. So 2 changes for the travelling side. Stephen Peters first to turn to his bench at the half-time break. The attacking intent is there. Folletta, an attacking-minded fullback who likes to get forward, likes to get involved in the play, and Sarah O'Donoghue as well, an attacking player who has a goal for the season. Sanaga turns and faces. Tolan reads the timing of that well. Leon brought to ground, and Beck Mackey agrees. So after what's been a positive start from Perth Glory, Adelaide can just slow things down. Claudia Jenkins scoots the ball to McNamara to take. So not much in the way of reprieve from the weather. Still roasting down a hotter evening in Adelaide. The men facing Melbourne City shortly after this game tonight, part of a double header. As Chelsea Dorber, opportunistic, gets the strike away early, doesn't have the dial in nor the leverage to beat Casey Dumont, and it would take something pretty special from that kind of distance. But just a scrappy moment in front of the frame of goal. brimming with confidence at the moment, and why not, says Chelsea Dorber. She looks to find a way forward into the legs. Tries to squeeze the ball past Valletta. She goes to ground. Shoulder from Hodgson. Now Zog. No clearance only as far as Sarah Morgan. Only Condon, she's just so comfortable on the ball. Really sound technical player is Condon, and having an excellent season back in red. McNamara almost tidies up at the back for Adelaide, and the return ball from Perth is a little wasteful. But Claudia Jenkins just happy to slow down the tempo, dictate the terms of play. But Johnston's first to the header. Here's Dalton. Chidima turns on the ball. Players on this near side of the field, no doubt enjoying a little bit of reprieve out of the hot afternoon sun. Shouts for a handball. Did look like it came off the arm of Dalton. Heavy shoulder through the side of the head, and that one looked painful. The contact from Erin Healy, perhaps just catching Izzy Dalton a little unawares. Well, that shoulder left a bit to be desired on the side of Dalton. Of course, Erin Healy opened the scoring this afternoon for Adelaide. That's a solid challenge. Dalton, the captain, just taking her time. The 27-year-old, of course, returning to the A-League this season, having spent several years abroad, most recently with Lewis FC. But she comes back into this Perth team. Today, her 55th A-League appearance. And donning the captain's armband, of course, needing that bit of leadership and experience, along with players like Tatham, like Dumont. Here's O'Donoghue. Goes back to look forward. Dalton back to her feet. That pass left a little short, anticipated well by Leon. She looks inside, but Grace Johnston always busy. And Perth, as mentioned, without a couple of their attacking options.
Easy back, Cal, well done. Walk back, walk back, walk back. Let's go.
Gabby Holler, the American, out with blood clots, getting treatment for that. They're certainly missing her physical presence up front. She's got 3 goals for the season, so one of their leading goal scorers, Perth, are without. Georgia Cassidy, talented midfielder, out for what seems to be 6 to 8 weeks with grade 2 quad tear. And of course, we're yet to see this season Susan van Sonkamp, who was excellent last campaign for the Glory. She's hoping to be back for the last couple of games of the season. Kelly Brown on the bench today for Perth. She'll no doubt be itching to get a few minutes, starting the season really brightly. We talk about goal scoring, of course. Adelaide United have Fiona Wirtz also itching for a few minutes this afternoon. No doubt we'll see a couple of these players introduced as time ticks on. Long throw special. Here's Wynn. Hurls it into the 18-yard box. Headed toward the ground by McNamara, and Hodgson will do the tidying up. Tatham just releases the pressure, finding Johnston. Chinham's ball forward, looking for O'Donoghue, but harmlessly back with the feet of Jenkins. Well, there she is warming up. Former Julie Dolan medalist Fiona Wirtz, and also Adelaide's leading goal scorer despite being sidelined for the last few weeks. Well, the English woman seriously talented. And if those signs are anything to go by, running through the warm-up motions on the sideline, we'll see her in the coming minutes for Adelaide. Jenkins put under pressure, Wynn streaming in. So hard working is Wynn. Dorber almost looked as though the ball had escaped her reach, but she pushes it forward, searching for Healy. Zog sees it out. Quick throw taken. Oh, a tired return pass from Healy, not on the same page. Healy and Dorber, the goal scorers for the afternoon. As O'Donoghue comes to collect. And the pass is in the opposition half there. 134 for Adelaide speaks to the dominance we've seen. And the 13 touches in the opposition box, just 5 for Perth. Unsurprisingly, all the attacking stats matching the eye test. Adelaide looking the more comfortable of the two teams. Nice little give and go, was a real tussle for the ball between Johnston and Leon, and again Sanaga and Tolland alike. The battles ensue across the field. Leon searching for the free kick, doesn't come. Johnston with the throw for Perth, just waiting for a bit of reinforcement in the way of her Glory teammates. Finds it in Tatham. Drops back to Johnston. Cross comes in first time, and not the most convincing clearance by Morgan. Johnston will try her own luck. Claudia Jenkins, 5 clean sheets for the season. And she's been sound all season. Has kept Annalee Grove sidelined. Pressure coming through from Wynn, and that wasn't too far off. Ever the willing runner is Megan Wynn. Now Adelaide looking to play through a bit of pressure. Tonkin. Back to Morgan. Tonkin again. Jenkins clearance. Nodded down. Adelaide throw. So Adelaide back here again next weekend at home against Canberra. And Perth, they'll look forward to being back home as well. I've got the Knicks. But Glory coach Stephen Peters no doubt would actually love a win on the road. I mentioned a little earlier, they're yet to find one this season. Their away record without a single win. Here's Condon. Chinema for company. Drags inside, but runs into a flurry of Perth players. Now O'Donoghue, good strength shown on the ball. Retreats a little through Chinema. Condon. Releases through Sasaki. That pass read well by Johnston. Really good anticipation, the young player, but that one, she's let herself down a little on, and O'Donoghue is dragged to ground by Leon. But just looking to get herself involved is Sarah O'Donoghue. Came sliding through on the challenge, but was just pulled back. Leon arms innocently in the air. A little too much on the pass over the top. As we tick over the 60-minute mark, still Adelaide 2 goals to the good, 2 first half goals. The last time Perth managed to find a win against Adelaide, it was back in the 2016-17 season. Familiar name on the scorecard that day, Sam Kerr scoring for Perth. But for now, Perth with some defending to do. That's a neat cross. A little unorthodox in the clearance from Naomi Chinema. Oh, Aurelia Vidma watches on ahead of the men's game this evening, coming up on 7 p.m. on Paramount Plus. Adelaide up against Melbourne City. Of course, Vidmar, well known around Adelaide as well. But for now, Perth Glory with some defensive duties at stakes. It's the in-swinging ball coming in from Emily Condon. It's good quality about it as well. Condon ever the technician on those set pieces. But Perth looking for a counter-attacking break. Well, it's managed well enough by Adelaide just to close things down.
Substitutions for Adelaide United. Coming off number 12, Nanako Sasaki. Junior replaced by number 27, Shannon Dewey. Also coming off.
Well, a double change here for the home side, and Nanako Sasaki and Emily Condon, their night's coming to an end. 2 good shifts by the midfielders, really well worked, and it's Dylan Holmes returning for her 2nd appearance of the season, having played just 15 minutes last week since returning from injury. And Sian Dewey as well, her 14th appearance for the 17-year-old. Fantastic young talent in Dewey. So 2 changes apiece. Stenter, the luxury of a 2-goal buffer, taking a little longer to turn to his bench. But Dylan Holmes, vastly experienced in the middle of the park. Just staring down on that 100th appearance in the A-League, her 92nd today. But been a tough season for Holmes. Nice touch by O'Donoghue. She can turn and face forward. Tries to strike herself, but perhaps a little ambitious. A couple of shouts from her Glory teammates looking for the pass. Just saw a little space through, decided to chance her luck. Referee plays advantage. Pass from Johnston. A little difficult to keep in for win. Adelaide throw. Dalton working hard. And Tatham just a little too heavy through the back of Chelsea Dorber. So the Reds taking their time on the set piece. Of course, a win or a draw today for Adelaide United will extend their undefeated streak to 8 games. Another historic moment for the club should the result stand. But for now, looking to extend their lead. Players just losing the flight of the ball in the sun. That tumbles over the sideline for a Perth throw. No, indeed, an Adelaide throw. Healy. The pass left a little short again for Leon, and Johnston continues her busy afternoon. Did look to ricochet off the arm of Grace Johnston. She can't quite get the body shape right to keep that one in for Perth. Win hurrying Johnston back into position. Leon taking as much time as she possibly can on the throw-in. Still plenty of football to be played here. Here's Wynn. Johnston inside, but the pass is blocked by Healy. Another change for Stephen Peters' side, and Miku Sanaga, with a well-worked afternoon, takes her leave, and it's a very welcome return to Kelly Brown, the 23-year-old. The New Zealand international, a real live wire of a player, started the season in fantastic fashion. She's got 3 goals to her name for the year, but has spent several weeks sidelined with injury. She's been chomping at the bit to get back on the field. Injury-ravaged year for the Glory Girls. But great to see Kelly Brown back. Great to see what kind of impact she can make to this final 20 or so minutes of play. But importantly for Adelaide, their game management at this point in the game. Wanting to see out the result, wanting to see out a clean sheet, all the things a coach and a team is looking for. But Perth have made a few changes, a few attacking ones at that. Good use of the body by Chelsea Dorber, has good numbers to her left in front as well. Opts to her left, and the run is well met. As Casey Dumont goes to ground, Dylan Holmes streaming forward. Looks sprightly since coming on. Well, the release pass from Chelsea Dorber was timed to perfection. Dylan Holmes does get a right foot prodded through, and Casey Dumont has done enough. Well off her line, closes the space, makes it really difficult for Holmes. That's a good chance for Adelaide though. Healy drops to receive the ball, is searching for Dorber over the top. Just a couple of times, those two not quite on the same page. McKenna takes a tumble over the ball as Healy pinches possession, drives into the box, centering pass is a good one! And it should be 3-0 to Adelaide. A wonderful cut back. Found the run of Dylan Holmes. Possession was pinched. Healy, so much goal to shoot at. Dylan Holmes not quite having the dial in, but another excellent opportunity. Holmes again involved, centering cross from Dorber. needed to be cut back a little further. The black armbands on players today of Adelaide United. A nod to the loss of a family member of Ella Tonkin, so a nice little gesture for the team, supporting their teammate. Well, 2 chances for Adelaide in as many minutes as Carl Veer looks on ahead of his fixture tonight. Adelaide United, head coach of the men's team. Of course, Adelaide United men also sitting in second, as this result stands with the women 2 to the good over Perth. It pushes the Reds, the women, into the second position as well on the ladder, so both the men's and the women's team for Adelaide well and truly in the business end of things at the top of the table. So 20 minutes to play at Coopers Stadium, 2-0 to the home side. Kelly Brown stretching the legs. She looks to reintroduce herself, but that one has edged over the sideline. Has a quick word with the assistant referee. Well, what can the Glory team conjure in this final 20 minutes of play? All off the head. Sees out for Perth corner. Haven't had the most success across the course of the season from the corners, Perth. Just 2 goals scored from corners. They'll be desperate to claw one back here. If Perth can find a goal, it will light this final 20 minutes alive. McKenna, her delivery. Good quality to the far post. Chinema waiting. Brown still keeping things moving. Almost takes a tumble, cuts back inside. Clever feet by Brown, but her own touch sees that over for an Adelaide goal kick. Nice chance for Perth. Well, the delivery was begging to be met by Chinema. The glancing header was by Dorber was a good one. Another change we see from the Glory bench, and this one we'll see Ella Abdul-Masih make her 10th appearance of the season, and Tian McKenna, her shift has come to an end tonight. Of course, Abdul-Masih, the 18-year-old, with that wonderful strike against Brisbane to secure all 3 points for the Glory. So 4 changes, all on-field changes, have been made by Stephen Peters. 17 minutes to play. Kelly Brown receives the ball in a bit of space, releases the run. The Glory attack really well, and Wynne conjures her team a corner. Just a little bit of momentum for Glory at the moment. I saw the delivery, the last one from McKenna. She's now subbed off. So it will be Abdul-Masih on corner taking duties. High looping delivery into the box, seen away by McNamara, the defensive header. Still with Perth, Abdul-Masih again. Leon to beat. Inside, finds Folletta, now Brown, around the corner from Kelly Brown. The shot pass. You be the judge. Doesn't do too much in the way of troubling Claudia Jenkins. Jenkins just clears for distance on that occasion.
Substitution for Adelaide United coming off number 10, Chelsea.
Oh, it's a welcome return and a welcome sight for Adelaide United fans. Fiona Wirtz, their leading goal scorer for the year. The 29-year-old returns to the field for the Reds, and 15 minutes to play. No doubt she'll want to extend the lead for Adelaide. But for Perth, when you've got the former Julie Dolan medalist taking to the field of play, and you're already trailing 2-0. Fiona Wirtz, her 12th appearance this afternoon, 7 goals for the season. That said, the 4 subs from Perth have certainly made an impact. A little bit more energy, a bit more attacking impetus. They've spent the last few minutes well and truly in Perth's attacking half. Adelaide had those couple of chances just a few minutes earlier, but since then, Perth have done well to grapple things back in. Nice header from Tonkin to see the long throw away. Healy strides into space, releases Wirtz, fresh legs off the bench. Fiona Wirtz on her return back in red. A Zog to beat. Holmes. Now Wirtz again, inside to Hodgson. The cross from Wirtz. Johnston steers it away. So a little under 15 minutes to play. And it's 2 first-half goals from Adelaide United. Perth making all 4 changes on the bench for their field players. As it stands, on their way to a history-making run of 8 games undefeated. Dumont goes long. Fresh legs of Abdul Masi, asking Tolland to chase and turn. Abdul Masi has time, sizes up the shot into the trunk of McNamara. If we needed any reminding, Ella Abdelmassi, quite a technical player, does well on this occasion just to reset, has a little bit of time, gets the ball out in front, and she's hit that well. The recovering run, the good positioning of McNamara straight off the chest. But Adelaide defensive duties are being called into action. Perth corner. The captain, Dalton, swinging in, nice ball, good delivery, glancing header, sees it away, dispels the threat of what was a good quality corner for Perth. Well, if you're just joining us, these are the 2 goals separating the game as it stands. The first one came through a delightful strike from Erin Healy, unwavering in her finish, and the second one was a neat bit of work at the near post, the run of Chelsea Dorber, just nipping in front of Oni Zog and steering it around the goalkeeper. So they're the 2 goals, first half goals, the both of those. Well, it's a much improved second half for Perth Glory. In the first half, they just found one shot on target. In the second half, 4 for Perth, 3 of those on target, just the 2 for Adelaide, and yet to register a shot on target, the home side, in the second half. So Adelaide really just starting to sit back into the game and try and protect this 2-0 lead. Well, Perth have to go for it. We see that in the intent of the changes. ball out of the back from McNamara. Holmes. Checked in a run by Dalton, but nice little drop of the shoulder by Dylan Holmes. She's brought to ground through the challenge from Izzy Dalton. Well, slow to return to her feet. Adelaide's free kick. Tonkin sends it long. Beautiful glancing header from Healy, but the offside flag is raised. Well, with the exception of the flag, the connection of those two there, that looked coolly done. The run from Wirtz just a little too quick into an offside position. I love the idea, running through to collect that touch off the head of Healy. So 10 minutes remain, a little under here at Cooper Stadium between Adelaide United, Perth Glory. We're just recapping the two first half goals with thanks to Erin Healy. At Perth, looking for a right of reply win. Her cross drops to the head of Tonkin, who's first to it, helped on by Holmes. Off the boot of Morgan. Of course, Sarah Morgan, former Perth player herself, season 2020-2021. Tireless running of Megan Wynn, and this battle ensues between her and Hodgson. Wynn's done really well. Here's O'Donoghue, drops the shoulder, good shift of weight. O'Donoghue centering ball. Healy tumbles that over the line for a Perth corner. Oh, Wynn is just full of running. Powerful work by O'Donoghue. Again, Perth with a corner. Need to make something of this chance. Long searching ball, not a bad one as well. The head of the Perth player steers it over for an Adelaide goal kick. And Adelaide breathe a sigh of relief. It was a high delivery. It was Zog who got the last touch. A couple of shouts that it might have come off an Adelaide player. Sixth clean sheet of the season. 7 minutes away for Claudia Jenkins. Jewett sends it forward. Chinema. Valletta dallies on the ball a little too long. Hodgson is quick to it. Morgan. The whistle goes again for another Adelaide change, and this time it will be Mithia Leon making way for Tiana Karambassis. Another well-worked afternoon by Leon down that right-hand side. An assist for the second goal to Chelsea Dorber. And for Tiana Karambassis, the 24-year-old, this is her 12th appearance of the season. With just a little over 5 minutes to play. Perhaps just some fresh legs to try and consolidate the result for the Reds. So into the final 5 minutes, and we'll see play well and truly slow down for the home side. Walking to take throw-ins. Just labouring on decisions. Trying to manage this game out the whole way through. A throw from Karen Bassis. Well, Hodgson's done really well. The first time strike from Fiona Wirtz, and it's not a bad idea. It's just underwhelming defence from Perth on that occasion. A little slip from Folletta, but the defensive line otherwise just watched the throw dribble past them. And really, you don't want to give a player of Fiona Wirtz's calibre too many chances like that. Tired touch from Erin Healy, and understandably so. Another well-worked afternoon by the American. Tonkin first to it. Ball drops over the head of Johnston. Karen Bassis sees it out. So Perth have the throw, helped on by Abdul Masih. Tatham working hard. A little frustration coming through on the challenge of Nat Tatham. Just the shove through the side of Matilda McNamara. Nice touch by Wirtz. Inside. The pass from Karen Bassis does well to find Dewey. Now Karen Bassis again. Well, the number 23s grappling up against each other. Fiona Wirtz all but stands and stops. Arms out and asks where the free kick is. It eventually came. Dylan Holmes standing over this free kick. And just shy of 3 minutes to play. Interesting to see whether Adelaide look to extend their lead by another goal or just hold on to the ball and keep possession. Delivery from Holmes is long onto the head of Folletta. Now Dalton nods away. Tatham helps on, as does Abdul Masih. Karen Bassis. All the way back to Jenkins. Brown just applying the pressure. The pass a little unconvincing out of the back from Jenkins. Johnston. Touches on the ball, inside pass from O'Donoghue. Finds Tatham. Nice little passage here from the Glory. Mind you, it's just not in the right direction. Little shift of weight from O'Donoghue. Poked away by Adelaide. Play still alive with the Glory. Nice touch by Johnston. Her turn easily dealt with by Karen Bassis. Here's Wirtz. Runs into Chinema. Adelaide still looking for a way forward. Johnston. Long ball to Brown is a good one. Centering pass. Eventually finds its way through to Nat Tatham. Long ball over the top. Wynn still with running in her legs. Has Tonkin to beat. Tonkin does well to see that one out on what first glance players thought was a corner, but Mackie points to the goal. Adelaide goal kick. Wynn not too happy about the resulting call. Deep into regulation time. Ahead of Healy. Coolly done by Holmes. Karambassis closed down by O'Donoghue. Healy can't quite reach that one to keep it in play for Adelaide. There's 5 minutes of stoppage time are announced at Coopers Stadium. 5 minutes for Adelaide to secure all 3 points, a clean sheet and a history-making result. Perth, what can they throw at this game for these final minutes? A little dejected-looking Stephen Peters sits on the sideline. The head of Abdul Masi, and Kelly Brown will give chase. Kelly Brown's done well. Centering pass, met on that occasion by McNamara. Now Adelaide, perhaps a spray forward. Holmes has Wirtz to her right, finds her on the pass. Centering ball by Wirtz is not a bad one. There weren't many red shirts to aim for. And it was Dylan Holmes looking to get the return pass. She was there as well, if not for the movement off her line from Casey Dumont. She was looking to move things on quickly for her Perth team. Valletta. Well, eager to get things forward. And that will afford Jenkins just a few extra seconds to slow things down for the home side. Long goal kick from Jenkins is brought down completely uncontested by Healy. Releases Karambassis, who has the legs to get there. Centering cross by Karambassis, not quite dealt with at the back by Valletta. And Erin Healy for the second time this afternoon. She gets her brace. She extends her team's lead to 3 goals, surely all 3 points here at Coopers Stadium. The home side make no mistake. And it was the industry, the energy from the substitute. Tiana Karambassis failed to deal with at the back by the Perth Glory defence. And for the second time this afternoon, Erin Healy, the American, smashes that one into the back of the net. All smiles on the sideline from Adrian Stenter, and you can understand why. Two goals, 2 shots at goal. Quite an afternoon from the 23-year-old. And so all Perth players, you see the line of them streaming forward. I think surely at this point it would be no more than a consolation goal should they find the back of the net. Well, like every good striker does, pouncing in the right opportunities, not quite dealt with at the back by the Perth Glory defence. And Healy, she's worked hard this afternoon. A long, hot 90-plus minutes in the sun at Coopers Stadium, but she was there to finish, and finish with aplomb she did. Her 5th of the A-League season for Erin Healy. So 30 seconds remain here in stoppage time. Free kick the way of the visiting team. They'll send numbers forward. Perhaps have one last bite at finding a goal for the afternoon. Adelaide wanting to secure their clean sheet. All 3 points wrapped up. Can they see it all the way through with an untarnished result? And if Fiona Wirtz has anything to say about it, the answer to that will be yes. 5 minutes has elapsed. Bassis just slowing things down, cleverly done. The substitute has been bright since coming on. Now Wirtz. One last glance at the clock from referee Beck Mackey. Bassis again, Healy. Her cross ricochets off the leg of O'Donoghue. As we're entering into the 97th minute of play. And one last chance for the home side in what has been a resounding result at home. Dylan Holmes with the corner. Nice delivery into the far post. Not a bad header as well. With the safe hands of Casey Dumont. Coolly grabbed that header. Well, it's one for the record books as Adelaide extend their unbeaten streak to 8 games. The longest ever in the 17-year history of the competition. It's a crucial 3 points for Adrian Stenter's side as they leapfrog victory into second spot on the ladder. The goals thanks to Erin Healy, Chelsea Dorber in the first half, and then Erin Healy again in the second. It's a home performance, a strong home performance at that, and a tough season on the road continues for the Travelling Glory. And so at full time, it finishes Adelaide United 3, Perth Glory 0. Let's take a quick look at those goals that saw the result out for the Reds this afternoon. The two came in the first half. The first through a nice little move between Emily Condon and Erin Healy. Quality behind the strike from Healy. Slicing it into the bottom corner of the goal, and absolutely nothing that Casey Dumont could have done on that occasion. The right-hand side had a lot of action for the Reds this afternoon. Lucia Leon really busy. And this patient play picked her pass, and Chelsea Dorber just snuck in front of her defender to steer that home for the second goal of the afternoon. Ultimately, what was a dominant performance in the end by Adelaide United, the home side, continue their good run of form at home. And this, the third goal, really the cherry on top. The substitute, Tiana Karambassis, working really hard on this ball, just drops deliciously to Erin Healy, who absolutely smacks that into the back of the net. 3 goals, 3 points, and the full-time match stats. It's 3 goals at the top making all the difference. Not too much in possession, but as the game wore on, Perth with a better second half, really. But Adelaide United clinical in front of goal. Their expected goals far and beyond that of the Travelling Glory. And ultimately a strong performance from the home side this evening. Well, a quick look at fixtures across the weekend. Adelaide United getting things underway in round 15 of the Ninja A-League. Wellington Phoenix at home to victory tomorrow afternoon. Canberra United Heritage Round welcoming the Central Coast Mariners in the capital. Newcastle Jets up against City ladder leaders, having not yet lost a game this season. The Western Sydney Wanderers looking to get off the foot of the table up against Brisbane Roar, and Sydney FC, last year's champions, up against Western United to round out our Ninja A-League round 15 of football. Thanks for joining me on your Friday evening of football. Plenty more action to come tonight and across the weekend, but for now, from the whole team here and me, Grace Gill, thanks for your company. We'll see you very soon for more Ninja A-League action.
someone who's been outstanding, especially in our unbeaten streak, which now I think extends to 8 matches. Captain Ella Tolko, you must be feeling pretty special at the moment. Another really good win.
Yeah, pretty stoked.